Mr. Chairman, thank you. And Secretary, thank you for being here. Congratulations. Also, thank you for your work with the families of those who have loved ones that are unlawfully detained, including my constituent, Trevor Reed. I just want to ask you, are you committed to bringing Trevor home? And will you discuss Trevor with your counterparts at the highest levels of government in Russia?
Yes and yes.
Thank you.
And in fact, I already have. In my conversation with the Russian foreign minister, I indeed raised that the very first conversation we had.
Thank you very much. On the subject of Russia, do you believe that Russia is a threat to the United States, to our allies, not only in Eastern Europe, but all throughout Europe, and to our U.S. interest?
Yes.
Okay. On that, Mr. Secretary, I believe that energy security is national security. I have some serious concerns about rejoining the Paris Climate Accords because we have 3 minutes. I'm going to move on. Being dependent upon an adversary for your energy needs is extremely dangerous. It reduces your national security. And this is what Nord Stream 2 will do. And not having affordable, reliable energy cuts at the heart of the security for our allies and partners in Eastern Europe and the Baltic states. So in the spirit of reinvigorating relationships in Europe, I want to make sure that our allies and our partners in Eastern Europe are heard, that their concerns are heard. Will you commit to moving swiftly, to cutting through bureaucratic and unnecessary red tape to impose sanctions on the right actors to do exactly what the threat of the 2019 congressionally mandated sanctions would do?
We've already imposed sanctions on one leading actor, and we're very actively reviewing additional sanctions for anyone who is sanctionable in terms of what they're doing to support the pipeline.
Well, I think when we look back at the 2019 sanctions, it did have an effect. It stopped progress. It's allowing – I've spoken with many of the Baltic state countries and Eastern European countries this week. They're very concerned about what this does to the security, not only in Eastern Europe, but all throughout. On the subject of Iran, very concerned about rejoining the JCPOA, and I appreciate your comments on that. And just want to hear your thoughts on strengthening our relationship with Israel, making sure that our relationship throughout the Gulf states and in Israel will continue as the progress was made in the last couple of years.
We have an unshakable commitment to Israel's security, and it starts with the President of the United States, who has been a long and strong supporter of Israel, its security, and the relationship with the United States. So that's something that is going to continue. And when it comes to something like, for example, the Iran nuclear agreement, we are committed to working, consulting, and talking to our closest partners and allies, including Israel, including the Gulf states, regarding anything that we might do going forward on that agreement. We need to be engaged with them since it affects them too on the takeoff, not on the landing, and we're committed to doing that.
Gentleman's time has expired.